Morning peoples, footy fans, here I am at Henson Park. I'm going to catch up with a local legend today, Trady. We're going to sit down and have a little talk. I think there's a few other guests coming on. Down here at beautiful Newtown Oval, as you can see in the background there, we've got blue skies, a couple of planes are flying low overhead, ready to come into Sydney. We're going to talk to Trady and how he raises money for his beloved Newtown Jets. And to see the full podcast, go to Club Trev. Hit the like button there and follow us. You will see, you'll see a lot of action. You'll see how we tour the countryside. But today's episode will be on us talking to Trady, a couple of other friends about the history here and what he does at Henson Park. Got to do the normal. Well, here we are, Club Trev and everyone's on here. We are at Henson Park. We're with Trady. Hello, Trady.
G'day, folks. How are you?
Mate, we are going well. And Trev rang me up the other week and said, listen, I've got one. Henson Park, Newtown. And I must confess, I am a Parramatta supporter.
Fair enough.
when I was a young lad, well, there's some great games played here.
Oh yeah.
And I went into the sheds earlier, and I just stood there and I thought, can you imagine the people that have been in this sheds? I imagine the 70s and 80s,
incredible.
You know, the absolute legends that would have walked through there. And there was the rub-down tables, and I took a photo before of the change rooms. The old plywood where you just sit on your seat, put your shit in the seat, and sit back down. It's bloody good. Now, listen, we've come down to talk to you. It's not, Club Trev's memorabilia day. It's talking about you and what you do and, your passion for the Newtown Jets. So, talk about what you do. Just ramble. That's what we do on this shit show.
Well, what I'm doing at the moment, it's we're doing laps with Trady. We're raising money to help keep the Jets flying.
Yep.
Because we're not playing here, we normally play here for 80 minutes, and I thought I'd come down, do me laps for about 80 minutes, and hopefully people donate and keep the Jets flying.
Yeah, that'd be great. And where can they donate to?
Well, we go to our website.
Yep.
There's all the information's on our website.
Yep.
And Facebook website, and it's a lot of people have been donating, small amounts, big amounts.
Yeah. Donate whatever you want. I'm sure there's some people out there who are doing well in life now, who can remember growing up with the Newtown Jets playing, and some brilliant players have come from the Jets. Absolute legends.
Yeah.
And so I noticed there's a lot of loyal people that come down here, the ladies and the gents in their Newtown Jets thing, and they're setting up flags. And I saw your face this morning when they told, by the way, you're wearing a flag today. And you should have got the bright one, I got to tell you. But how many laps do you normally knock out a day?
Well, I average around 32 laps because it's around 600 metres the course.
Right.
And we worked out takes about 2 minutes and 20 seconds to do.
And for our people listening, this is not on a push bike, because in a normal push bike you'd knock this over in 40 seconds. You're riding something that I think they used to ride in about 1840.
That's right. It's a mini penny farthing. Yeah, I think it's an old clown circus bike.
Right. We will. Sorry about that noise in the background. The wind's just decided to come up, which is just absolutely brilliant. I thought we'd sit out here. There wasn't a drop of wind before, one breath, but now the wind's starting to come up. We'll,
there's his bike. There's the bike.
Sounds like Trev after a big night on the grog. Good luck. Well, I can't ride. I won't have a go. Otherwise, I'll just run into the fence. I must admit, and a lot of people see it, that noise in the background. We're pretty close to the damn airport.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. COVID, people are coming in. Oh no, it's cargo. I'll let them off. They're coming in from Singapore. Don't come over here. Your shit coughs and drops.
Yeah.
And, and every club has it. And, I lived up in Redcliffe for a while, like Scarborough.
Yeah.
And up the Redcliffe Dolphins, the ladies that used to go there, they'd knit the scarves or whatever they did. And I mean, as soon as we come down here this morning, there's ladies and gents who have absolute passion for this club.
Mate, they stuck with us. If it wasn't for these people helping me, Jason Pritchard, Kim Fuller, Brad Rose, and a few other people like Deb, and this wouldn't have happened, mate. Honestly, they put in as much time as I do, and it's great for their help, and they're keeping the Jets flying by doing this.
And Let's see how good you know. What's the ground record here?
It's 8,972, mate.
I heard it so many times at the pub last night. And Mr. Chester, who does know a lot about football,
yes,
he goes, I want you to remember 4 numbers, 8972. I said, I've already done my research. I know it's 8972. And he did laugh when I said, do you reckon that's how many will get there tomorrow? He goes, they've only done it once in their life. And it'll look good with, near 9,000 people here. Geez, it would have been loud.
We've had times where we've had more than 9,000 people here, the Jets.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. We've had our beer, food and footy festivals.
Yeah, beer, food
We've
festival's
attracted
awesome.
over 10,000 the last time we did it. And before that, it was just under... It was around 8,971. So
right.
Just almost got the...
Yeah.
Almost got the 8,972.
We might have to come back early for the beer, food festival, mate.
Look at that.
I've been here before for it.
That should be our nicknames, beer and food. He can pack it away, I can tell you. Even as he's eating, he goes, shit, I'm hungry. He has about 12 meals a day.
That's it. So Trady, how long have you been on for Newtown, mate?
Well, I've been going for Newtown since I was a kid. I was born in Redfern. All my brothers and sisters are South supporters. I was a South supporter too, but being so close to Henson Park, I used to come here as a kid, and I loved Newtown as much as I loved Souths, and I've got a lot of memories here. And I joined the club back in 2000. I started off as a cameraman for him,
right,
and did that for about 9 years, and then camera broke, and then I decided to bring my bike just for fun.
Sure, they didn't say, listen, don't come back. You shouldn't have thrown the camera when the opposition scored. Shit thing, I'm not filming this anymore.
No, it was like that. And after that, I just rode the bike, and the camera place rang me, said, come and pick up your camera. I said, no, you keep it, mate.
You keep it.
I'll stick with the bike.
Did you ever play?
I played for Marrickville RSL. I was 17, and I was playing C grade, then B grade, then one game of A grade, but that was tough.
Yeah.
Dislocated my shoulder, and I was playing fullback, so I wasn't
going to say, which part of the back line were you at? Yeah.
I was right at the fullback,
right at the back.
Doing nothing, mate. Still.
Well, not in today's game.
In once. No, I think I've done about 4 tackles in 3 years.
What do you like? I used to know some players that used to do that. Yeah, they were only halfback. It used to spend their time on the wing, and
yeah, and then kept dislocating my shoulder, gave it away. Then, believe it or not, I became an aerobics instructor.
Really? I knew I'd seen you. I used to watch Oz-style aerobics with those twin girls in the morning down at Rushcutters Bay. You were down there with them, weren't you? Nice.
Me and Jane Fonda, yeah.
Haven't you done the Olivia Newton-John, let's get physical?
Yeah.
Well, that's when that song came out, I was really physical.
Imagine me now doing it. I'd be the fat bloke on the bike that was doing that film clip. Wow. And I noticed there's, still a lot of people just come to this park. I mean, it's basically in the middle of the city, we'll call it. I mean, you look at the houses, and all the blocks are 300, 400 square metres, and there's houses everywhere. And there's just people with dogs and bikes and just sitting there enjoying the sun. It's a beautiful day today.
It is, mate. We're blessed, mate. We're blessed here.
But, I mean, you're close to the city. We look over, and there's planes 1,000 foot just above your head coming into land. It's brilliant. Now, how long are you... And with this bike riding that you're doing, and you're raising money, and we'll go back to the website again, so we'll actually give the website name, and we'll post it up there as well. And if we need to get your people to write it down,
you can speak to Kim or Jason.
Kim or Jason will come over, they can write it down. And we'll try and get you some money.
Yes.
It's, how long do you plan on doing it? You're just going to keep doing it?
Well, I'm going to keep doing it till the mid-October, so when the grand final,
right,
we're going to go to the normal NRL grand final,
right? Yep.
And going to go all the way then, mate. So we've got another 16 weeks or something, 15 weeks to do it. Yeah.
And I'll get a photo later. I noticed the scoreboard, the scoreboard with you on it.
Yeah, laps with Trady. What have I done? 231 laps so far.
231 laps on half a penny farthing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. So Trady, just for people to understand the concept of the laps.
Yeah.
When Newtown play at home, they score a try. That's when you get on your bike and do your lap.
I do a lap, So I do a whole lap of the oval, and kids chase me, we high five and all that sort of stuff. And then that's whenever we score a try. But we're not playing at the moment, so I'm just going to do it for 80 minutes, mate.
That's it. No, they're very good.
80 minutes.
Geez, you'd hate a 40-0 flogging if they were winning, wouldn't you? So you just finish one lap and they go in again.
Well, that's happened plenty of times. Plenty of times. The record I done here was 11 laps, and that was twice.
11 in one game.
11 in one game. 66-6 we beat West, I think. Poor West.
Wow, I remember going to Leichhardt Oval once, and down there was Whippy's Bar.
Oh, yeah.
There used to be $2 in the, down underneath the bleachers. Cans of EB were $2, and a mate of mine, he goes for Tigers, I go for Parramatta, and we were standing there, and we were next to Gavin. Was it Gavin? Who played for the Sharks?
Gavin Miller.
Gavin Miller.
He was down there with his mates. So I said, right, we'll go a beer a try. Yeah, okay. And after about 4 minutes, Parramatta were winning 18-0. I went, this is not good. Well, they won 66-6 against Tigers. Half time, I went, I'm out. I'm going to get thrown out.
Hey, Trady, mate, I think they want to get you started with your lap.
Yeah, man.
We'll hopefully get you back on.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I stop. What I do is I do quarter time. So I do it for 20 minutes, have a couple of minutes break, stretch my legs, and
it's like playing in Darwin.
Yeah.
Have to go to the cool room at quarter time. Wow.
All right.
Well, we can do that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we'll get you back on at quarter time and see how you're feeling.
No worries, fellas. Sounds good.
Good to get going.
Thank you.
Righto, White Tradies. He's hard work, isn't he? I don't know how you do it. By the way, we're talking with Jace. Let's call him the. You know what? I'm going to just title him. He can be the media promotions, whatever manager you want to be for this
Laps
ground.
with Trady.
Laps with Trady, babysitter.
Few hats, yes. Babysitter, yes.
We just did a thing then. Trady went underway. He's done this for how many weeks? 8 weeks.
This is his 8th week, yes.
And he still had to ask, right, do I drive through the thing yet? He goes, no, we've got to interview. Oh, when have we been doing that for? Well, 8 weeks, Trady. No, you think he'd get it. He'll...
Memory like a sieve.
Yeah.
Memory like a sieve.
Lovely bloke. He's wears his heart on his sleeve. He'll come past in a minute. So, yeah, this will be interesting. So, tell me about your time here at the Jets and what you've done. And
well, born and bred Newtown boy.
Yep.
So, grew up here and spent many a long day up on the hill there at Henson Park supporting the Newtown Jets.
Yep.
And 81, went through the ride there and disillusioned with the boys, coming out of the top flight grade there back in 83. So,
83 they went down. Yeah.
Kind of, was in the wilderness there for a number of years, but
here comes Trady, by the way.
Yeah. God bless America.
Trady.
Yeah. I don't know who he's voting for with that flag on, but anyway.
And then, I kind of, when they come back into the comp and ventured down to Erskineville Oval and watched them a couple of times there and got a hat and, the colours were there and it was, it's still there. It's born and bred. So, it's been a bit of a ride. I've helped the club out for probably 10 years now doing some video work and different things along those lines with my work in kind of post-production and so forth, and moved into Dulwich Hill after moving from Newtown, and the local was the Gladstone.
Yep.
And sure as shit, Trady was there and kept going. No, and anyway, away he went and get involved and doing anything from packing canteens, putting the signs out on game day. Maybe even jumping into the occasional Jetman suit.
That's enough about what you did at home in the room. We're talking about on the field here, right?
Absolutely.
We've all done that. I just stand and look at myself in my Jim's mowing uniform. It's nice to dress up every now and then. But look, I'm just looking across the park here. Mind you, the park is in good nick, isn't it? I mean, I know it hasn't seen a lot of action, but yeah,
it's probably looking its best.
Yeah,
but I guess without all the traffic on it, so it's certainly coming up a tree.
Set up for AFL at the moment. But,
well, they actually bring in a crew on a Thursday to actually put the posts up when we're playing on game day.
Really?
So they're down here on a Thursday
afternoon,
and the lines are there normally, but they'll bring the sticks in and set it all up, and away they go. Yeah,
I noticed everything. I was talking to Trady before in that change room. Everything's down there.
Absolutely. And you talk about those change rooms.
Yeah.
I remember going in there when I was a kid. I played some junior footy here and that. The old showers used to be upstairs.
Wow.
So you used to actually have to go upstairs for a shower, and I think there was a smell in there that even God couldn't kill for many a day. And there he goes, off and again. So it's kind of, but
it's actually stood the test of time, Henson Park.
It has.
Because it's, from the day I first came here to today, it hasn't changed.
So how old were you when you first came here?
Oh, probably would have been 6 or 7. Yep, brought down by my dad, and I actually got a photo. One of the boys pulled out a photo there the other day of we got into the dressing rooms because we were playing one of the junior games, and we used to play at half-time before the first grade game.
Yep.
And then they used to let us in for 5 minutes, you get some signatures and things like that. And anyway, off and away we went into the sheds to get the signatures, and I'm thinking, oh, how good's this, Walked out, and I said to my dad, I said, I got this signature. I don't know who it is. Phil Sigsworth or something.
What's a packeter?
What's a packeter? Yeah. So it was Phil Sigsworth, and yeah, sure as shit, it turned out to be one of the.
It's funny when you say that. I remember, and I can't remember who it was, but my young boy, he went into change rooms, and it was at the Panthers game when I was with the company who used to sponsor the Panthers, and then we were at the Panthers game, and they said, "Oh, come here," and we took his flag into the change rooms, and my son, he had his Penrith flag, like he was only little then, so we were at Penrith, so he went for Penrith, and now he goes for St George, so he probably should have stuck with Penrith, but he was shattered. It comes out with all writing over it. He was shattered. The whole team had signed the damn thing, and when you're only this big, he thought it was...
Stop and think about how much it'd be worth now if he kind of framed it up or something like that. Yeah.
That's right.
Here's an interesting story for you, boys. Back in the day, I actually learnt my left from my right foot through the great man Ken Wilson.
Really?
Yes. Well, Ken Wilson was a left foot toe poker.
Yeah.
Right? And I always used to watch the games, and everyone would kick with their right foot.
Yep.
But Ken was different because he used his
Straight on, punted it
and
over.
I was like, okay, all right, well, that's left because Kenny kicks with his left, and that was my right. So
Wow.
I learnt left from right from Kenny Wilson.
So you don't learn anything from football.
That's exactly
the life
right.
lesson.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, I've got Trev sitting on my right here. Oh no, I still haven't learned. That's my left. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I sit on his left side because I am right and he's wrong.
I'm just waiting for him to run into us.
It's like you talk about, it's opinions. Well, Trady's always right.
Yeah.
And there's no correspondence entered into. So,
well, he has to be. There's about 8 people in his head, isn't there? I don't know who he was talking to before.
Man, yeah, I don't know. That'd be an interesting exercise. And that. Did you know that he recently suffered from a bad case of bronchitis?
Yeah, that was this morning coming here.
Yeah, the medical reports were a bit inconclusive, but
he kept calling saying to the doctor, Dave's not here, man.
Yeah, no, well, it was Dr. Vic Bitter, and Vic, Vic gave him the once over actually twice because it'd be an interesting exercise to say the very least.
He's definitely passionate. I'm just watching him go around there. I mean, no one even blinks an eye with that.
Do you know what? That's what it's all about. He's such an infectious character.
Yeah.
He's like the Pied Piper at Henson Park. On game day, when we score a try, he's off and away. And, Johnny Lynch, our ground announcer, off you go, Trady, away you go. Where is he? And, he's halfway up around the top of the hill there and that. And he's like the Pied Piper. He's got the kids chasing him and that, and he's hanging on to high fives. For the life of me, I don't know how he hasn't come a cropper. I do not know.
He hasn't fallen off yet?
Never ever seen him come up.
Yeah, well, you might see some action soon. Who knows?
I understand we might get a little, give you a bit of a run and see how we go.
I'm a little bit scared. I might just ruin his bike.
I did it once at Leichhardt, and I kind of vowed never again.
Really?
I got 2 short legs, and
half a petty father.
Yeah. So, Jace, you said before that you wore the Jetman suit on grand final day. Did you wear it last year?
I actually did, mate. Yeah, so I was pretty fortunate enough to run out there in the 2 grand finals and be out there on groundside, live the ultimate dream of a 51-year-old running out there on grand final day.
Dressed up as Jetman.
And, some of the emotions that went through me, it's amazing to get in the suit and walk around there and high fives and photos with the kids and all that. It's a really enriching experience.
Yeah.
And to actually be out there, hearing the contact and experiencing what we actually went through and the emotions that were involved in the game was just absolutely amazing.
That's great.
I'll tell you the story. for the state challenge.
Yeah.
So when Jackson Ferris scored the match-winning try with 13 seconds to go, I'm standing on the in goal,
Yeah.
giving the Burley Bear a hug, saying to the Burley Bear, "Congratulations, mate, well done, well-deserved victory." He's turning around and he's going, "Oh, F," as you can well imagine.
You can say that, dude.
Oh, fuck, he's gone. I've looked up.
They stopped showing it in church.
Bless you. All I can see is Jackson Ferris running towards me. He's going like that. I'm going like that. If you had a camera, it would have been the most amazing
Should have got
thing.
a couple of cheap shots into him.
Oh, mate, it was just bedlam. And I didn't hear the siren go. Otherwise, there was a chance of jumping into the stack there and just being involved. But
Wow. Yeah.
So, just amazing experience.
It's amazing how games turn. I mean, even we go back to the other night when it was Roosters Melbourne. Roosters are in front. There's a couple of minutes to go. So then there's a field goal. Then all of a sudden,
penalty, the field goal.
There's another field goal. Then there's another penalty, and Melbourne end up winning. It's 3 minutes.
I guess that's the beauty of rugby league.
Anything can happen.
As you say, like the Roosters had that game shot to bits, and they were tracking all right, and then the Storm come through, and you thought, oh, okay, they're going to get up, and then the Roosters just meticulous, bang, 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 field goal, and then they're away, and
one penalty, one field goal, and then another field goal comes. I mean, I don't know who picked the score out there, but you get two odd numbers in pick the score, like 27, 25 or whatever. That would be that's paying. That's cashing in.
You talk about the Doyen as well, Vossi. If you actually listen to that call,
yep.
He declared at the beginning of the second half, we're going Golden Point, and I'm not going to be charging.
Yeah, wow.
And he was right.
Can
I just say something? I was calling the final series last year for Swire FM.
Yep.
And we were out at Campbelltown, and everyone was doing their predictions on the day on who's just going to win on the day. So week 1 of semi-finals, I turned around and I said to everyone, I'm going to pick the two teams that are going to make the grand final. I said Wentworth Hill and Newtown.
Yep.
I said, but who's going to win it? I don't know, because both teams are red hot.
Yep.
Both teams made the final of the Canterbury Cup. Obviously, you guys won the Canterbury Cup and then went on to win the state championship.
Well, there were so many parallels if you actually draw it back to 2012, because that was 7v8 in the grand final where Newtown played Balmain.
Yep.
And it's a weird thing, because in that season as well, we actually Jack Littlejohn kicked a penalty goal to beat the Cutters. 35 metres out on a real bad angle to get us into the finals. And, we just had the momentum and just the belief, and it just built week to week to week. And, there was another amazing game in that final series as well, where we played North Sydney at Leichhardt.
Yep.
And we come back from, it was... 30 to 12 or something with 18 minutes to go, and got up 32-30 in Golden Point.
Wow.
So it's all about momentum and what you can build as you're getting into that stage, and I guess it's also the squad that you've got.
Oh, definitely. You can see. I mean, you see that at the top level now. Still, you can pick the 5 teams already who are pretty much the top 5. You can see their momentum, their mindset, and then you can see the teams that run out. And I don't need to say who they are. Anyone who follows rugby league will know the teams that they're just shot ducks.
Yeah,
they are shot before they start. I don't know if half don't want to be there, half want to. There's info. I have no idea, but you can tell straight away.
Absolutely. All I can say about Newtown, like the culture here at this club is awesome. You've been defeated to the Roosters, defeated to Cronulla. Mate, and it doesn't matter who puts on that Newtown jersey. The boys want to wear that jersey. It doesn't matter who the affiliation is.
Do you know what? That's the beauty of it. I think it's whether more often than not when those boys come back from first grade, or they're sitting on the fringes and their their attitude. The attitude is the big thing in rugby league, and it's when they run out onto that park and there's 3,000 or 4,000 people here. They know they're doing something, and they buy into the culture. And the culture is, we're just engaged with everyone. Like we're the People's Club. It's like the retro days, and it's like, as you say, it's like walking back in history to you sit here, your kids. You can bring your dog. We don't have any VB here anymore, but that's what it is to be Newtown. If you could bottle it, if the league could bottle it, they'd probably tap it in, but. Having those, the boys run out and they all chime into it, and that's where the momentum comes from.
Yeah, and it's definitely good. As soon as you walk in, it just gets an atmosphere. Like we drove in today, like we come at those gates, and Trev goes, no, we drive around, we come around the other entrance, you drive in, and as soon as you're driving in, you just look at the punny. Look at this, in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of Sydney, like you know, there's no big grandstands. There's a couple of little stands here, and obviously the caller's box up there or whatever it is, and it's just the history here. It'd be huge.
You talked about it before, and you thought about all the players that would have run out of this tunnel, all the champions of our game that have played here at this great oval.
Immortals, some of the NRL immortals.
Johnny Raper.
You want to talk about an immortal? The Don even played cricket here. Back in the day.
Wow.
So, the Don.
Bob Fulton.
Yeah.
You know, would have come out here.
Just while you just mentioned Don, this is just a random fact. On this very day back in 1932, he was playing a game over in Canada and scored over 230 runs.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
On this very day.
Wow. Long time ago.
So, So, Jace, mate, do you want to tell our listeners, or viewers as well?
Yep.
Mate, the Manfred Moore story.
The Manfred Moore story. Well, I was actually a little kid and I was just standing over here, and Manfred Moore was signed by, I think, Singo or somebody like that. I'm pretty sure it was Singo in the day, and they'd come into the branding because we were previously known as the Blue Bags.
American bloke.
They'd come up with the branding for the Jets, and we actually used to have a big jet that was actually over on the side there.
Okay.
It was a makeshift little jet and so forth. So, it was all trying to build into the hype that America was starting to do with the franchise clubs and all that type of stuff. And the brilliant idea came to bring over an American gridiron player.
Yep.
And his name was Manfred Moore, and it was all hype built up in the TV cameras and the papers and all that type of stuff. And anyway, the drill was that Manfred Moore was going to stand on the field there, and he was going to throw a football up over the King George V Memorial Grandstand. And sure as shit, he threw it over. He did, yeah. I think he had 2 attempts. If the historians out there will probably chime in and correct me, but I reckon he had 2 or 3 attempts and got it on the 3rd attempt.
There's a stairwell that I don't even reckon I can climb it now.
Mate,
let alone
I know, but trying to throw a football
that
up
is very high.
Whereabouts on the field would he?
Oh no, he was just standing on the fence here, so he threw it from here and then up and over. But
that's still an effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is a long way.
And I think he had a glorious career with the Jets for about 6 games and scored 1 try. I remember, I think they did a side shift out to the side. And,
he did what he had to do.
Yeah, I think he was a bit of the same thing. Oh shit, I have to tackle or things like that.
Where's my pads?
Yeah,
there's my helmet.
I need a helmet. Yeah,
that's right.
Borrowed Trady's helmet.
Didn't last too long, but sadly, Manfred's passed away.
Not that long ago.
Not too long ago, but. He did come out a few years back and, had the photos here and that type of stuff. And,
very good.
Yeah, I guess, you talk about the folklore of, immortality and, different things like that are attached to the club. And he's just one of the funny stories of Newtown.
He would have gone back home and told him,
mate, I'm a star.
I'm a legend over there.
Yeah. Throwing footballs over grandstands and all that. Yeah.
Someone named their child after him.
He was actually a Mormon or a priest.
Really?
Yeah. So he actually a priest that became a serving priest and so forth. So.
Well, he would have loved the language out on the field, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Would have been a lot of blessings or something like that, for sure.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of somethings. Right, well, why don't we take a break? This has been good. It's good to do this. We'll watch Trady for a while longer, and then
it's quarter time, so we might get you on the bike and see how you go.
I reckon Trevor would give it a good go, mate.
Yeah, well, I'll do something. Where's my car park?
I've got triple O on standby.
Yeah. That's it. All right, cool. Thank you for that, Jace. She's got no brakes, mate.
Comforting.
And don't stop pedalling. They don't stop. So you're controlling it.
We'll see.
It's a fixed pedal. All right, you get on. I'll hold you from...
The hardest part's about getting my leg up.
Ready? I've got you here. Now, once you start rolling, don't stop.
I'm not doing a whole lap, am I?
Nah, you go around there, mate. Wait till the dogs
I'll be
chase
dead.
you.
I'll fall off over there.
Ready? Love it.
Right.
Go, push off.
How do you fall off?
Push off. Just slow. Don't go too far. Look at him go. Don't get your feet off. Blow the horn. Blow the horn. That scared the lady. Turn around. Turn around.
Mate, he'll fall down the hill.
No, he won't. Push. Push with your legs. Got it. Yes. Yay.
How do you do a lap on this? I need a Benson a lie down.
How's he do 35 laps?
I have no idea.
Hong Kong.
Kong Kong.
How was that, mate?
How was that, Trev?
Hats off to you, Trady. I don't know how you do it.
Thanks, mate.
I just did 4 metres. Oh.
All right, I'm going to do another. Jace, Kim was saying.
Okay, welcome back, guys. So we're with another 2 loyal Newtown supporters in Joe the Bull and Wayne. Joe, they're telling me you came all the way from Queensland for laps with Trady. Is that right?
Down from sunny Queensland, mate.
Which part?
Redlands Bay area.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Just south of Brisbane.
On the south side there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Wynnum Manly and...
Absolutely, that's the place.
Yeah, beautiful. Great player came from Wynnum Manly, I think, didn't he? Wally? Was he down that way? Was he around that way?
I'm not sure, probably.
I think he might have been down on the south side. But, yeah, when I went up there, Redcliffe Dolphins. I was at Scarborough. So it's Scarborough there. So, yeah, used to go down to the Dolphin Park or whatever they call it. And great players from there. Used to look in the crowd and saw Brad Fittler and Gus Gould once. A bit of they were Roosters. That's a Rooster home feeder, as you know, Rooster. And I know you're the Rooster, aren't you? Yeah, we'll get on you in a minute. You're thinking, like the Roosters.
The Roosters, we're the Jets.
you know they're only over there, the Roosters, don't you? That's the crow flies. They're not far.
That's it, exactly right. Yeah, no, I've only been up there just over 12 months.
Okay.
I was born and bred in Henson Park, mate, just around the corner.
Right, beautiful.
Yeah, started my career here as a tray boy, walking around selling peanuts and chips and everything around the hills and that.
Wow. And then did you ever play?
Never played for the Jets, no.
No? Okay.
Never played for the Jets. I wasn't a big football player at the time.
Right.
My brother was, but I wasn't.
Okay. And obviously, when you're selling peanuts and all that from the tray, you're talking the 80s here?
Yeah.
Yeah, talking the 80s.
Early 80s, yeah. Then
bag of peanuts for 40 cents or 20 cents and whatever it was?
Whatever it was, cigarettes, lollies, whatever you want. It's all free. Go for it.
Anyhow, have a Winfield.
Have a Winfield. Hot
That's
dog.
exactly right.
Even hot dog stands.
Really? Wow.
Awesome.
So you go there and then you've come back down to watch Trady.
That's it.
I don't know why you could. He's hard work, isn't he?
Oh, mate, he's a classic. He's a number. I grew up with Trady.
Yeah?
Yeah, we were kids. We grew up. We used to play behind the scoreboard there. Footy after the game on the field. Had a punch up. Oh no!
Wow, he just gave me a go with his bike. I mean, I know you saw it. I don't know how he does a lap. I just, what did I ride? 30 metres? I'm gone.
I'm going to see the ambos before I have a ride on the bike, mate. Get a plug full of air.
Right,
but, we had a good upgrowing here with Jeff Fennick and Trady and all the gang back then.
Wow.
Happy days.
Yeah. Yeah, and you would have seen some legends play on this game.
Legends,
in this ground, yeah.
It was a great place to be.
Wow.
You wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Well, if you're a Newtown supporter.
If you're a Newtown supporter. Well, the Newtown's left, mate, and I haven't gone for another side since.
No, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of tragics like that in there. They're very passionate.
Couldn't give me heart to anyone else.
What's the magic number, boys?
897.
897.
It's come from a rooster.
He's a walking dictionary.
He's got the same, except that starts with a 4 in front. 48972 or whatever. Yeah, they get a fair few, but
we like the cosy.
Yeah. Oh, great! And I said before, great atmosphere. I mean, imagine even you get 5,000 people at this. They're just lined on the fence, and kids running around on the hill, and people sitting there. And the stand behind us is full, and the seats over there. Great atmosphere.
Absolutely,
great atmosphere.
It's a great family day out here.
Yeah,
in the past and in the present.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So Wayne, they call you a rooster. Did you start going for Newtown when they were a feeder?
Yeah, when Newtown became the feeder to the Roosters, I sort of started following them, and
how long ago was that?
2006, I think.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So.
And you're a bit of a tragic on the text messages I hear when you sit on the sideline. There's people back here that were telling me they take me off your list. One of them said they got about 35 messages in a game. And he yells abuse at people, and you sit in that little bunker over there, do you?
I'll stand behind it because I'm not allowed to actually go into the bunker.
I'm surprised they still let you on the ground. the stories I've heard.
Yeah, I got told that inside the bunker is actually field of play, so I've been...
Right, you've been barred. Wow, and someone was trying to impersonate, and he yelled it that loud I couldn't even understand what word he was yelling out. What do you yell out?
Just
tackle or...
Do you? Yeah, right. He was
like
saying something, and
Rip off our heads.
Yeah, well,
I've heard him. When I've been here, I've heard him say, rip our heads off, they can't run with their heads.
nice. Okay, so you're a family man. Yeah, that's good. Rip their heads off.
Yeah. They can't run without their heads. So.
Actually, he outrules the crowd some days.
Really? Yeah, I have no doubt. Look, you're such a quiet, placid bloke sitting up there in your commentator's booth or whatever you're doing up there taking photos. And
No,
who would have thought you were a killer?
Standing behind the AFL bunkers here. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so you've been coming here. Did you come here before? Like you were following the Roosters, but did you used to come here as a young bloke, or?
No, I was mainly from when they joined up with Newtown.
Right. Okay.
I've been here at Henson Park.
Right.
Newtown have been fantastic and
Yep.
yeah,
Wow.
great club. So
And we've got to, we can just digress for a sec. Your Chooks are doing all right, aren't they?
they are. They're on a. They've still got a way to go.
You reckon the coach the other night would have said, if you don't drop the ball 19 times in a game, you've got more of a chance. They played so well 19 times, or I could be wrong. It could be 18 times.
I think
A lot of mistakes in that game.
We were probably our own worst enemies.
Yep.
We were trying to push the pass too much, but at the same time, they did really well to keep them
Aye.
where they were.
And I mean,
so.
yeah, 2 of their tries were
Yeah.
basically fuck ups. I mean, there's 2 of the tries, and then Arcee Cameron Smith. I mean, he's a brilliant player, but he hits that upright, and it just had to go in still, didn't it? It just couldn't hit the face of it and come off. But that's the game.
But you have a look at the Rooster Storms games have always been so close, especially during the normal season. There's been like 2 field goal.
Yeah.
Decided,
They brought it up on the screen. There's a 1 point here and a 2 point there.
Yeah.
And I think Vossi called it on air. We were talking earlier, and he said this will go into extra time, and that's when it started.
That's right.
So I can't believe it was on a Thursday night. I really can't. That is a blockbuster. That's a Friday night or a Saturday night blockbuster. That game. But anyway, that's the draw. And
look, it's the times, unfortunately.
yeah,
So.
it is. I mean, you can only take so many people to the game now anyway. But yeah, that's good. I mean, there was my team got up yesterday. That was good. My beloved Eels, who got done by the Roosters the week before.
That's right.
The Eels are doing well.
Yeah, I think they had to lose against the Roosters just to let them know, hey, this is what you want to. If you want to make the top, this is who you got to beat. And yeah, well, they didn't, but yeah, I think they would have learnt from that.
I think the Parramatta side could be up there in the grand final this year.
As long as Sivo takes, he doesn't go off the field.
They're doing
Scores
well.
4 tries in a game. Wow, it's that's been a long time. I think Parramatta haven't done that for a few years now. Yeah, one player scored 4 tries.
Exactly.
But and then how long do you boys hang around here today? Do you stay?
Usually hang around to the end, so it'll finish about 2 o'clock, something like that.
Right.
Just depending on how many interviews or how long Trady has for a break in between.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We've been very fortunate that it's actually been fine days for all of the things.
It's
beautiful.
Nearly the middle of winter.
Yeah, it's great.
It's beautiful. I think it's going to be 19 or whatever it is today. But the other day, 23 degrees and 1st of July or whatever. That's insane.
It's almost Queensland weather.
Well, yeah. It's Queensland at about 6 in the morning. Queensland's beautiful.
It's the first time I've worn some heavy clothes on in 18 months.
Wow.
So, guys, Joe, as you said, you born and bred here at Henson Park.
Yeah.
What's some of your favourite memories like from games over the years?
From games over the years, we're talking the old days, or we're talking about
anyone you want to talk about, mate? We can talk about from the old days and in recent times as well.
In recent times, mate, is any of the games we've had here with the big comebacks. We've been down by a big margin, and they go in at half time with their heads down.
That's thanks to him.
They're
scared to lose their heads.
Yeah, and mate, whatever the coach says to them at halftime is a mystery, because they come out and they fight and they play like they've never played before, and they make these massive score comebacks.
Wow, yeah, and that is good when your team does that.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's good spectacle to watch.
As
It's
if
a
it's
Newtown
another
character.
Yeah,
It is, and as if it's a whole new side that's out there that hadn't been out there for 40 minutes beforehand. They're fresh, they're full of energy, and they're just playing for life.
Yeah, and what's What's the fan base here that come and watch? Are they a lot of people over the 50 so they remember, or are you getting a lot of young people?
There's actually quite a few
Youngies
people
now.
Yeah?
And there's a lot of...
What are hipsters?
Hipsters, a lot of hipsters.
Yeah, and a lot of it, the local community has really adopted Newtown. You'll see them turn up with their dogs and stuff like that, and you'll see a lot of people now in their early 30s, late 20s turn up.
Wow, then they weren't even an A-grade team in their 30.
They'll sit up there on the hill and have a beer and watch it and that. And, they've got an interesting thing started last year or the year before with a march from the Henson Park Hotel.
All right,
So a few of them go up there and have a beer beforehand, and then they...
How many's a few?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're talking beers here. We're talking beers, not people.
Hey, we have some people we go away with. They have a few before they even get into the pub. I'm going to have a few now. I'm going to the pub.
I haven't joined them up at the Henson Park and on the way down, but I'm always here beforehand.
Right.
Yeah, they'll march over from the Henson Park Hotel and
They'll stand up there on the top of the hill there.
Yeah. You
marquee.
Yeah, but probably if you want to see this place heave, you should come here on a beer, food and footy festival.
We've talked about that.
We've spoken about that. Yeah.
I'm beer and he's food. We've got
I
that
eat the
covered.
food, he'll drink the beer.
Yeah, we
and
can-
you know what that also makes me? Designated driver.
Yeah.
Plan B.
Yeah.
They call me Plan B.
He's my plan B. But he's too smart. He bought a ute. So whoever comes up with the
Big
most coinage, he takes home.
Big mistake.
I always carry a spare lobster in your wallet just to get home. And I only live 200 metres from the pub. Got to get a lift.
Well, you can always get a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, well, I won't be buying half a penny farthing, I can tell you. I won't even make it out of the car park.
But the beauty about this place, Newtown as a club, is the following from now, the present, the new following generations that are coming, just to come here on a game day and see all the old diggers.
Yeah, yeah.
And you think,
And
I was
they
a
were
little
watching
kid.
it. Yeah.
I was a little kid, and these guys were here. And now that I'm a grown man, and
They're
these
still here.
guys are still here, and they're in their
amazing.
80s
Yeah.
and 90s, and you think, mate, that's dedication.
Wow. And they would have seen some.
And they would have seen a
some
lot
great
more of
players.
what I've seen.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
But it's just anywhere you go and you wear a Newtown shirt, the Jets, in the middle of Queensland. Hey, the Jets.
Yeah, everyone knows what it is. Everyone knows what it is. Everyone knows rugby
Everyone
league.
knows Newtown.
Yep.
No matter where you travel.
Yeah.
You go overseas, you wear one.
Yeah.
The Jets. This bloke's from Western Australia. I know the Newtown Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
is a
no
logo that
no
you
one
know.
forgets us.
Yeah.
We've made a big impression on the Australians.
Yeah. Well, it's
Newtown
been.
Jets. We're a real battling sort of team, and we've had battlers all our lives as supporters, and now we're getting this new generation that are taking over.
Well, you had battlers as players. I mean, they would all have been garbos and bricklayers
Exactly
and labourers
right.
and concreters.
Exactly right.
They work all day,
Garbos.
smoking, drinking, come and do a bit of training, play. They were tough back in those days.
Absolutely.
And then would have had the joy of seeing Tommy punch on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Why he was drinking and smoking out there. But,
Training nights were entertaining. Come to watch them on a training night in the middle of the week, and mate, you'd come in, you were accepted, you see them, you pat their backs, you get signatures off them, mate.
Yeah.
They were
That's what you
just-
wanted as a kid.
Exactly.
That's what you want. That's it. They're your idols.
Absolutely.
Eric Gray Senior and Brett Kenny. They were mine. And Ella. Mick Crone. Like, you just remember them all. That's what you wanted. You know. And one of the best things I ever won. Actually, my mum won it for me. Was a Parramatta ball back in the day. The big old heavy, but it was half yellow, half blue, half yellow, quarter, and it was fully signed by the '86 grand final team.
Wow.
Yeah. And my mum still got it. The textures have gone like a different colour now because it's on a yellow thing. But I used to love it. I was sitting in my bedroom. And, that was the '86 grand final, and a lot of them, they finished after that year.
That's correct.
And it's funny. I was an older kid back then, but it doesn't matter how old you are. You hang on to something that they remember that. Like, there's people our age who would remember when they were younger and Phil Sigsworth was playing. Phil Sigsworth signs a card, or Scanlon's card, or whatever it was for him, the chewing gum card. They'd still have that card.
Absolutely.
They would still have it. You'll never get rid of it.
It's still very much like that, old-fashioned here. I mean, because before the game, at half time, and at the end,
The kids run out and play and kick ball.
Yeah,
That's good. That's how it used to be.
if
That's
anything,
how it used to be.
Unless you're a Parramatta supporter, come on over and just come burn it down. It's easier.
Burn your history.
So, Joe, mate, you've been a Newtown supporter all your life. Once they got kicked out of the comp back into the second grade, you never went for anyone else.
That's correct.
Okay, mate. Over that time, when they got back into playing in the, were you around when they won the Metro Cup back in the early 90s?
I wasn't around because I wasn't aware that they'd come back at the time.
Yeah.
Because I just lost all contacts and links to the club and everything.
Yep.
And I had no idea they'd regrouped and started playing again. In 2000, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, in 2000. Yep. And it was just by accident. My neighbour's son was telling me he was working for the Qantas. And he said, "Oh, why am I playing for Newtown?" I said, "Impossible, you can't be playing for Newtown." He says, "Yeah, they're playing for Newtown. Qantas freight sponsors them." I said, "Really?" And he started telling me. And Greg Brown was... he was a player, Greg Brown.
Right.
And he used to come to the games as well after, because his kids and my kids were playing football for the St George Dragons in the Canterbury comp.
Right.
So we became good mates. So we'd started coming down then. But it was just by chance that I found out they'd regrouped.
Wow.
So you didn't follow them down to Campbelltown?
No.
No.
Yeah. And obviously you got straight back on it, did you, once you found out?
Straight back on the bandwagon.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Then when I got into business, I started sponsoring them. And mate, I'm a glut for punishment. I've got this massive collection of memorabilia for Newtown. It's my holy grail. It's a museum.
Yeah, that's great.
Signed jerseys, every Scanlon code you can imagine.
Well, Paramount jerseys, wasn't it? Was that
Paramount jerseys,
yeah.
but I've got the ones from the 50s and 60s
Oh,
as
wow.
well, with all the legends,
wow.
finishes and
the cotton, and
you know,
Yeah.
all the old stuff. And mate, I've got collectibles and memorabilia that
well, a tax write-off, obviously.
I don't even know.
Well, you had to deck the office out, didn't you?
Thanks to eBay.
You still got to have a nice office.
But
Yeah.
mate, I've got stuff there. I wouldn't even remember what I've got in my collection of stuff, from cards, stickers, medals, badges, every
Wow, that's great.
every Leagues Club badge imaginable.
Should talk to Vossi. And Andrew Voss, he's into it big.
Yeah, no.
Dan's collectibles.
Dan's collectibles.
Yeah,
Well, he's got a bigger collection because he covers everyone.
Every
But
team. But,
I only
yeah,
collect
just
Newtown stuff.
That's very good.
I don't think there's anything else that I can get from Newtown unless someone dies and I inherit it. But I've got just about everything that's been put out there.
Wow.
From back in the, when was it? 34, I think, was the oldest piece I've got.
Whoa.
Of
Okay.
collectible, yeah. So I love me collectibles in Newtown. Anything that's got Newtown on
Eating
it,
something new. Oh, that's good.
it's got to be in my
That's
collection.
passion, dedication.
That's it.
Wow.
And Wayne, for you, mate, obviously you probably won't have a big collection like Joe here, but what's your collection like?
yeah, I got a fair few Newtown stuff. I got a lot of jerseys and that, and a lot of t-shirts and that. So not as many as Rooster stuff, but
Yeah.
still
And,
expensive.
Starting to build it slowly, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
So Joe's your mentor.
That's it.
You'd have the,
But I'm still got a long way to go after Joe.
you'd have the 70, what was it, 75? Roosters won, didn't they? I think 75.
I've got a poster of them, but
Yeah.
I've got got some stuff here, but not a lot.
Yeah, right.
I've got the DVD of the game. Been digitally remastered, so yeah.
When did I go to see them? I went, was it 2 years ago, grand final against Melbourne? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went and watched them when they beat Cooper Cronk. Was just
Oh, yeah.
he had his
Yeah,
busted arm.
kept playing.
And me and Mr. Chester, he's a diehard Rooster, and drinks at the pub, and he goes, "I've got 2 tickets." We go, "Yeah, sure." And there's all corporate thing, you know. Or halfway, and you watch it. Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. And they give it to him.
It's a great
They give it
experience,
to
isn't
him.
it?
It was a great game.
Yeah,
that
they give
was.
it to Cronk was an injured man. He was gone.
Yeah, I mean, when you actually
Still led.
yeah,
Yeah, he still led.
But when you actually think about that game, it was like 12 men on the field, and he
Yeah.
was coaching them all along.
Yeah, that's all he did. Go that way. Just guide them
It was
around, and
just
they did
guts.
it.
It was just guts. He made a couple of big tackles as well.
Yep.
Guys, I'm going to say another name to you, and when I say this person's name, I want you to describe the feeling and the love that you have for this guy, Billy McGuire's.
The magic boot. The magic boot. Yeah.
The magic boot.
Yeah.
So, tell the story to our viewers and listeners about Billy.
It was something that you just did not expect or anticipate, but you knew something was going to happen. You know, and to do it on the grand final day, and it just twice, but on grand final day, to be down, and then just that split second, what clicked in his head to do it, and landed in the perfect spot, and we got away.
You go on.
And we won.
Yeah.
And then to do it again a week later.
Yeah.
Mate, I was the happiest man in Queensland the second week.
It was a Groundhog Day.
Oh, mate.
Wake up to Sonny and Cher that morning singing at 6 o'clock.
That was one of the most brilliant times of the Jets winning in this modern day era.
And the first time at Bankwest, it wasn't over after he'd actually hit that kick, because when the penalty, when they gave him that penalty,
You would have been nice and quiet, wouldn't you?
Oh, my jaws dropped. I was gone. I was like,
I haven't lost my voice like I did in that grand final since I was a kid.
Yeah,
screaming off the fences here.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, that's how much we were
That's what it's
yelling
about,
and
isn't it?
screaming.
It's the memories that you get from. Doesn't matter if you're, a multi, owned by the, newspapers or whatever. Oh, you're just a club like this, and you just go on week by week, and
And to be able to share
the
it,
feeling and the memories.
that moment to share with my son and my grandson, who have converted to Newtown supporters through me. So it's just...
That's only because you told them they're out of the family if they don't.
There's no inheritance of my memorabilia. But it's a feeling that I shared it with my family on that day, and they saw the joy that was in my... I was going through.
Passion.
It was just passion. It was just the best moment in anyone's life you can have.
Yeah, I mean, when you actually think about it, there are so many. You would have been here in 2012 when Jack Littlejohn on the other side. We were dead and buried, and he was just like, kicked the field goal. Oh, sorry, not the field goal. He kicked the penalty. Yep, and it was just like that got us in the 7th spot because he kicked the goal that day. We had the week off.
Right, for the bye, so you get your 2.
Yep. And then that made sure we guaranteed was 7th.
You lose that other game, you go into 9th or 10th, and then you get a bye, and
that's it.
And in 2012 you beat Balmain
in the grand final. Yep, 7th versus state.
Yeah.
How good was that?
Unheard of.
Same
as last year.
Same as this, last year.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And that grand final, I was lucky to be in the members' stand at ANZ Stadium, and I was with my younger son, and that was one of the best feelings I had too, because I wasn't with the Newtown group.
Oh, we were behind you, the northern stand.
You were at the northern stand, but I was lucky. My brother gave me 2 passes to the member stand, and me and my younger son were watching it, and it was the best feeling as well, just to be up there cheering them on, and the way they won.
Yeah, because that was a good game as well, wasn't it?
Because we could have lost that one too.
Yeah, I remember being at that game.
Yeah.
It was brilliant,
What a great story. Good story to finish on.
Yeah.
Boys, it has been fun. It has been fun.
It was.
And I still don't believe that you do all the texting. How quiet is it?
How do you concentrate on the game?
Yeah.
How do you know what's going on?
I'm quiet as a church mouse.
Yeah, so I've heard. We'll go back and talk to him over there.
Yeah, no, but guys, it
has been fun.
It's been great having you on. I reckon we could have stayed here and kept on talking, but I'm sure we'll get you back on in the future.
Yeah,
that's good.
We'll have
mate.
to come down.
Thank you.
And everything goes back to normal.
Welcome down to Henson Park anytime.
Mate, great fun, won't it?
Thanks for having us on.
Well, we've talked to some great people today. This about wraps up our time. The sun's gone down. We have really given it an effort here today, and when the cameras go off and we pack all this up, we'll go and hang with the guys. You've never met a better bunch of people. I can tell you they are passionate, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. They are really passionate here at Newtown, and just through the people that we've spoken to, you could feel the passion.
They love it. They've got some great stories. Trady is a character, and I urge anyone who's close. I mean, we came from Penrith. I mean, they've got their new freeway open now.
Yeah.
I think we got down from Penrith, did not speed once, and we got down here in 30.
Just over 30 minutes.
Yeah, just over 30 minutes now. So it's nowhere. Come down and watch him. Trev put a few dollars in the bucket, which was really good, and. Yeah, we'll put a link up on our page. Give them a few dollars; they deserve it. You know, just put some in. I mean, the passion here is brilliant. So we'll go and hang with these people for a while. I hope you'd enjoyed this little show and a little bit of old tradition in rugby league.
And guys, if you want to support the cause, go on to Facebook and look up Laps with Trady.
Right.
So that's where you'll be able to find all the information out if you want to donate to the cause. But basically, it's, as Trady said earlier on, just raising funds for the Newtown Jets.
Yep, trying to keep it afloat.
Keep it afloat during the tough times during COVID, because everyone knows that everyone's gone through tough times with COVID. But guys, we're really thankful for the crew with Laps of Trady, the Newtown Jets for allowing us to come down here today.
It's been fun.
It's been awesome.
Walked the sheds, rode the bike. Yeah.
Mate, we've done everything.
It's been a lot of fun. So, thanks, Trev. It's been good.
No, it's been awesome.
And, we'll catch you guys later on.
See you guys. Have a good one.
Pull up here, Trady, next time.
Oh yeah. My usual routine, yeah. So we're upstairs.
That's him. Should have told me, Joe. I've got to put the jet pants. Did you? Alright, so you're gonna be if anyone wants to jump in, they can put you behind. That's all good.
So you can see here that Trady is coming up on his 250th lap, which is a remarkable feat because I just drove the bloody bike for about 30 metres and my bike was gone. There's quite a few people behind us over here. Here comes Trady for 250 laps.
Trady!
250.
Excellent, mate. I can do another 3 250.
Well,